academic writing and the differences between high school and college level writing. Make sure that you have a pencil or pen out and that you're taking good notes so that you make sure that you get all of this content. In this module, we'll talk about the features of academic writing and the differences between high school and college. Let's begin by asking, what is academic writing? Academic writing is a genre of writing used specifically in academic settings, especially college or university courses. It's often used by scholars, researchers, or students just like you. There are disciplinary differences between the types of academic writing. What might be useful in a history class might be very different than something in a science class. But there are certain shared characteristics that all academic writing has. Academic writing always addresses specific contexts. Specifically, it addresses an academic context. This is not writing meant for the general public or meant for commercial publications. Academic writing is always argumentative. It has the goal of presenting arguments about topics. It is rhetorical. That means it is designated for a specific audience, context, and purpose, and uses specific techniques to address those audience, context, and purposes effectively. It's well-sourced with information and resources that come from reputable and effective research. Academic writing is focused and structured. Unlike a novel or a piece of creative writing, there are usually conventions about having an introduction, body, and conclusion, and well-focused and structured paragraphs. It is also formal and unbiased. The goal of academic writing is not to be propaganda or to change students' minds, but to present clear, effective, and unbiased arguments. It is clear and correct, although sometimes students believe that academic writing needs big words and fancy language. It's actually more important to be clear and to make sure that the writing is correct enough to be understood. Now that we understand what, in general, academic writing is, it's time to talk about what college composition is, or FYC, first year composition. These are courses just like English 1010 that introduce students to academic writing. It's important to realize that these are not courses about grammar. We will not do any grammar activities. You will not have to identify the prepositional phrase in this course. And it's also not about literature, even though it's considered an English class. Instead, we're going to build on skills and knowledge from high school in order to prepare you for college-level writing tasks in any of your courses. There are some differences between high school and college writing when we talk about academic writing. We're going to be building on what you might have learned in high school about writing essays, but we're really going to make it into strategies that you can use to be successful throughout your college career. So while high school writing might provide formulas or offer a ready-made structure like the 5-paragraph essay, college writing often discourages easy formulas or templates. It's going to provide a lot more freedom for you to structure your argument so that it's effective and appropriate for your specific situation. You might have been reliant on rules in high school writing, and those rules can help you in college. But college writing is really going to require independent critical thinking, and it will reward you for engaging in that kind of thinking and analysis. In general, the structure of college essays don't follow the traditional 5-point structure or the 5-paragraph structure. You don't have to pick a predetermined set of 3 points. You instead use as many paragraphs as you need. Paragraphs are usually between 1/3 and 2/3 of a page in length. But this can vary depending on your needs. The one thing that you will want to pay attention to in college level writing is that thesis statements should still be complete and preview the argument, but they're not required to hold any set number of points. In terms of arguments, college level essays do more than just restate a report on facts. Instead, they often create, identify, or push toward new ideas. They often include argumentative or deniable, debatable claims, and they're supported by evidence from appropriate topics and sources in the discipline. That means that your personal stories or narratives are not usually enough, because college-level thesis statements should be specific and limited. In terms of research for college-level essays, what you're going to find is general internet-based research like you might have done on Google Scholar, or Wikipedia is usually not considered appropriate. We're going to learn a lot this semester about scholarly sources from the library and library databases because those are the ones required to adequately support your arguments. It's also important that in college, you have to thoroughly read and understand your research. It's expected that the writer has mastered the ideas in the sources before using or citing it. All evidence in college level writing should be cited carefully by using a specific citation format. For this course, we'll be using MLA. So the most important takeaways for college level writing. College level writing is academic writing. It requires effective sources and strong arguments. It's less focused on the rules like the 5-paragraph essay was in high school, but it must be appropriate to the specific situation. If you have any questions about academic writing or the differences between high school and college writing, be sure that you contact your professor.